Sister Shanice here, and welcome to the channel. If you're visiting for the first time, please do subscribe, and also please do share and hit that like button. Thank you so much in advance. Also, do note, if you can't find me here, I do have a backup channel, African World Affairs. Please do subscribe to that channel as well. Well, today's news, family, is the exciting news that at the weekend, the elections happened in Senegal. Yes, on the weekend of the 24th of March, Bassirou DiomayeFaye was elected in the first round to become West Africa's youngest elected president and hope for a new Senegal. Faye, a former tax inspector, actually pledged to weed out corruption, ditch the French colonial CFA franc currency, and restore stability and to prioritize economic sovereignty in the country. Those are policies that resonated with the young people of Senegal, hence why they got his vote. Woo. So the elections that were held over the weekend came off of the back of some really awful protests that happened in the country. Macky Sall, the Senegalese politician who had actually served as president of Senegal since April 12 and was re-elected in 2019, actually attempted to postpone these elections until December 24, and it was that decision or that proposal that actually sparked some really awful protests right across the country that caused chaos. There were mass demonstrations, there were burn-ins, there were protests up and down, and the security forces and the police came out and suppressed the protesters in a really awful way, using live rounds of ammunition that actually led to the death of a number of protesters. But the young protesters were not deterred. They were demanding and they were determined for change. They wanted a break from the old system with France at the helm, which meant that, they were having to endure impoverishment and suffering, and they wanted a fresh approach. And that's what this newly elected president was offering. The people also now want peace and stability in the country. They also want economic improvement. Senegal, as we know, is a growing economy. It's a rich economy. Oil and gas is also set to be in motion in terms of production by the end of this year. And the country continues to rise on the economic Richter scale. However, those financial benefits are not reaching the people. So what was it that actually helped to propel the newly elected president to leadership? Well, of course, we have to mention that he got the backing of Ousmane Sonko, who was a prominent opposition party politician leader in Senegal. However, Ousmane was previously arrested, convicted and sentenced to 2 years in prison, which many of his supporters believed was a politically motivated and driven conviction. But with the backing of Sonko, 44-year-old Bassirou DiomayeFaye secured the overwhelming support of the youth and the people of Senegal. He got well over 50% of the votes. Politically, it's a new government that's going to need to bring prosperity to the people of Senegal as the country's aging infrastructure, as well as, age-old policies that have deprived the people of Senegal, all need to be reviewed and changed. In his victory speech, the newly elected president of Senegal said, "The people of Senegal have chosen to break with the past, to make real the immense hopes raised by our vision of society." And he said, "I hope that this vision of society will bring about their aspirations. I pledge to govern with humility and transparency and to fight corruption at all levels. I pledge," he said, "to devote myself fully to rebuilding our infrastructure and strengthening the foundations of our way of life together. Wow. So, as we all know, the new leader has a steep road ahead of him. He's got a huge mountain to climb. He is a new youth-driven leader with the youth of Africa and Senegal behind him. The view of the young people is that now is the time for change. Out with the old men at the helm of Africa, holding it to ransom and giving it away to their former colonial masters, and in with the new young African leaders who can stay awake at meetings, who can look at contracts and understand what they're signing and make sure they're not signing away the birthrights of future generations of Africans. So let's hope that these old men actually make way for the new young people coming through onto the political platform in Africa. Because there's a huge job of work that needs to be done in Senegal and many other African countries as well. We acknowledge Guinea-Bissau, Mali, Guinea, and all the other countries that are doing meaningful works to try and undo the damage that the elders have done over the last 50 years or so to put their beautiful continent into the situation that it's in. In his new role as president, some of the major challenges that he's going to have to deal with is going to include the economic and financial crisis in the country, youth unemployment, business creation, local and national industry development, the aging infrastructure, health, education, fighting corruption. Woo! He's certainly got his job cut out, but he's got young people behind him, and I know he's got Africans and the diaspora from around the world behind him as well. We certainly hope that this new leader gets off to a quick and dynamic start, and with his role as presidency, doesn't disappoint the people of Senegal or the others or any of us from around the world who are bidding him all the best as the new president of Senegal. Congratulations and well done. Sister Shanice, out of here for now.